Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your reading for the upcoming week, for the week of the 13th through the 21st. All right. So that moon is going to be moving from Aquarius into Pisces. So that's going to affect everything from your Achilles to your pineal gland, your third eye, right? So as the moon moves from Aquarius, that's future thinking, innovation, into Pisces, that's intuition and release. The Capricorn is being asked to loosen control and integrate deeper emotional wisdom into their grounded, goal-oriented nature, right? So the question that I'm asking, source on your behalf, Capricorn, is where does Capricorn need to surrender control in order to align their ambitions with deeper emotional or spiritual truth? Let's see. All the answers I need are inside of me. There it is. Bam. There it is. All the answers that you need are inside of you. Ooh, 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 ooh. I hope everybody has had a wonderful weekend. If you're watching this video, you may have had watching this video on Sunday, but hopefully the weather wherever you are in the world is beautiful. So if it's not, hopefully if you're staying indoors, you're making your indoor stay very nice and peaceful. Maybe you curl up next to a good book or a television show you're watching, or a movie on Netflix or Prime, or wherever the streaming services are in your part of the world. Maybe you're finding something to do, but whatever it is, you're protecting your energy the best way that you know how to. So let's get into it. Again, the question for spirit for my Capricorns is, where does Capricorn need to surrender control in order to align, their ambitions with deeper emotional or spiritual truth? And this speaks to the questions around the moon moving from Aquarius into Pisces, third eye, as we're closing out a cycle. It's going to push us into the 21st of the 21st of July, and which by that time Mercury will be retrograde. We're in pre-shadow retrograde. So again, you're getting messages, downloads. So you really want to slow down and get the message. You want to slow down and get the message. Mercury of going where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated. And we're in pre-shadow retrograde. Mercury by that time will have been retrograde. I believe it goes retrograde on the 18th, but we're in pre-shadow retrograde right now. So get that message loud and clear. You're not going where you are just tolerated. You're going where you're appreciated. And that's going to be the message pretty much for everybody, not just Capricorns, that's everybody. So it's recognizing where rigid plans or responsibilities may be blocking intuitive flow. Also balancing structure with compassion and inner alignment. And then also letting go of what no longer serves your soul-driven success, not just material goals. All right, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, 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 go. All right. Somebody's trying to grow their money. So something has ended. 7 lets me know that something legal has ended. Something having to do maybe with the courts have ended, because 7 connects us with the justice card. And so somebody is growing their money. So 7th house speaks to relationships, right? So something was done in secret, because Pentacles is receiving. So something was done in secret to grow someone's money. The 7th house traditionally denotes marriage and partnerships, but also the idea of open enemies, quarrels, and disputes. So it's a house of contractual partnerships, also litigation. So a deeper look reveals interesting links between these things. So something was done in secret. So all the answers are inside of you of how to grow your money. And so it's time for you to start thriving behind closed doors. Time to start thriving behind closed doors. Here's the Page of Swords. People are open books all around you, giving you all kinds of ideas. Tons of ideas. Like I mentioned, like on my channel, I have tons of ideas for I got retrograde ideas. I put all those ideas on TikTok and also YouTube ideas. I just put all kinds of ideas everywhere. on my YouTube shorts. All sorts of ideas. So tons of ways people can make money on social media. Tons of ways, right? So somebody is glad that something is behind them. People have been talking about something, possibly. People have been talking about 3 people possibly behind your back, and maybe somebody mirroring compassion or something. I don't know who that could be, but source is saying adjust your crown and start pouring into yourself, like showing yourself some compassion. It's your moon sign. So find out, please pull your birth chart. This everybody, I say this in almost every video. Please, everybody, pull your birth chart. You would be doing yourself so much justice to pull your own birth charts. It's free. You don't need to know your time of birth, because there are some parts of the world people really don't know their time of birth. That's more normal than people realize. Some people really don't. Somebody just put a comment under my video the other day saying they don't know their time of birth. And I have a whole birth chart series on my second channel, the Knowledge Channel. Um, that's normal. Some people don't know, depending on where they are, where they were born in a part of the world, they don't know their time of birth. So yeah, but please pull your birth chart. Find out how you pour into yourself in very healthy ways to grow, to grow your money. There's tons of information on social media. People are literally walking people step by step. You got YouTube University if people want to grow their YouTube channels. Just various ways of growing money, growing your growing money, right? Into getting to 9 of Pentacles. What's missing between 7 and 9 is 8. You don't have to link your money to someone else's to be independent, right? Like for instance, if you're on YouTube, of course they get a percentage because it's their platform that's hosting it. That's they have to pay for that's their platform, right? Instagram, that's their platform. TikTok, that's their platform, right? Unless you're building your own platform, right? Unless you're the owner of a platform, your own website where you're selling direct, products. But source is saying you're becoming a master at something that you're doing. You're going to learn how to master something that you're doing where things are coming to you directly. And that's where you can learn some things on social media, because something was done behind your back or someone's back. And so it's time to thrive. That's what a lot of people have in common. When things are done behind people's backs, where it stops their money or slows down their money significantly, people just they find a way to thrive behind closed doors. So this is where somebody knows their worth and they know their value. This is the 10 of Pentacles here. Somebody knows their worth and know their value. Somebody a lot of people have paid a huge price to belong to a family. So it's just saying, people who know their worth and know their value, who know they paid a huge price, it's like they don't even put a whole lot of energy and effort into who's talking about them behind their backs in their family. That's something they don't even waste time with. Like who's talking about how they're making their money. They're just making their money legit, like in the honest way. If they mean they gotta drive a taxi cab, and I say taxi because I'm talking to people all over the world. Everybody doesn't have Lyft and Uber in their country. But if you drive Lyft or Uber, or like deliver food, or work at a library, or like an honest job, y'all know what I'm saying. If you have to work multiple jobs, is honest, legal job is what I'm seeing here, in the cards. To grow your money, that's what I'm seeing somebody doing. So that makes people down to earth and relatable. Makes everybody down to earth and relatable. Some of the jobs you'll try and you go, I don't really like that. Let me try something else. Makes you down to earth and relatable. But yeah, I see somebody getting a lot more structured and authoritative, because somebody definitely has leadership qualities, and that's all cardinal signs. So cardinal signs, That is like, but something, you're putting a fire up under yourself, because people look at you, they have a first impression about you, but something has really inspired you um, to not have to be blowtorched before you take some kind of action. Something has put a like a fire up under somebody to say, okay, you know what? I'm actually inspired to look at how, to grow my money, to master something. Because we got 7, what's missing here is 8. 8 is mastering something. And then you got 9, 10, and then Queen of Pentacles here. Something has really inspired me to really thrive behind closed doors. You got all these people who are open books. I really need to learn. I really need to learn how to master something. So it could even be a job where you're working right now. Something could have inspired you. I need to master something. Let me master learning something, right? And rise above the judgment. And that's how people do it. People say, you know what, let me rise above the judgment. Let me really learn. Let me just really sit down and master something. And that would be somebody's North Node. So somebody could have been felt blindsided by 2 people hearing something about someone, who was an open book. You being an open book, about how someone is thriving behind closed doors, which you may have found out later on was a lie. Or who knows what you found out. Maybe you still believe something is true. Who knows? You could have heard something about your friend or your friends or whomever, family member, whatever. Who knows what you found out? But people talking about people behind their backs, you don't know what is true, what's false or whatever, unless you open your mouth and ask people. But yeah, here's a 3 of Wands here. 3 looks like lips, right? 3 of Cups here. Yeah. So I see you taking a leap of faith to expand something, maybe expand your knowledge, or talk to somebody, about expanding your knowledge, about mastering something. It could be where you're working now. Maybe you're talking to a manager or a leader or something. Or talking to somebody where you may not feel like you're going to be judged. In other words, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you could be talking to somebody where you feel like they were able to move through a storm in life, and you don't feel like you're going to be judged by them. So yeah, anybody that you don't feel, who's an open book, who doesn't mind sharing information, those are the people you want to talk to. People who will keep you enlightened. People who are not holding grudges. People who are just like, they're just open with information. They don't see you as competition. They don't mind sharing information. They may not have money to share with you. They may not be able to give you money, but they may be able to give you valuable information. And that's, like I said, valuable information. They may be an open book, right? Here's a Knight of Cups here to help you save yourself. It may be to pour into you. So that's what I'm seeing here in the cards. Help you to get structured, to help pour into you without any judgment whatsoever. Help you to learn how to rise above judgment. So they help you to remind you that all the answers are inside of you. Right. So here's a bait and switch, because a lot of people are talking about something. Because something like, took off fast. Somebody could have also been talking about somebody behind their back flying somewhere, or being a pilot. Because 8 of Wands is like pilot or pilot's license, or flying somewhere, or quick progression of something, um, or being fast tracked. Like you hear that word a lot if you work for the government. Like somebody, oh, that person was fast tracked. They rose up the ladder real fast, and people gossip behind people's back. Oh, they were probably kissing somebody's behind to get, who were they kissing up to get to to get up the ladder that fast. How do they get fast tracked so fast? They must know somebody, they must be related to somebody or whatever. People don't believe people actually putting in hard work to do things. But anyway, the source is saying you want to talk to people who put the work in, and they'll tell you how many hours It takes exactly what they did to, when they started, because that's important, like how many hours they're putting in. But it's something you have to be passionate about, whatever it is whatever it is that you're trying to do when you're talking to people, and the passion has to be behind it. It really has to be behind it, because you see this 10 right here is part of legacy. 10 is North Node. It has to be in your North Node. And so 2 and 6 is 8. This is something where somebody has to do the mirror work, where somebody has to be like, okay, you can't care what people saying behind your back, being shady, oh, this person doesn't have the education, they don't know what they're talking about, I would have done it this way. You can't even be worried about the people competing with whatever it is you're doing in your North Node, because people are thriving. How are they thriving? If they operating in their North Node, they were called to do something. So we're saying prayer warrior. You have to learn how to rise above the judgment. I've always said, if you're over 35, you need to have a YouTube channel. You have some kind of wisdom to share with people. You can talk about anything. Literally talk about anything. Talk about when you went to school. Here's the Queen of Wands here. Yeah. So somebody was determined to bring out the shadow side of you. And these are called familiar spirit. That's part of it. They want to get to know everything about you real fast, you and your family real fast. Somebody's going to learn how to stop giving away so much information real fast and learn how to say, okay, I need to slow down. I need to take, just like if a seed was being planted. This is going to be a test for somebody. Somebody is going to get a little pot with some soil, put a seed in it. That's how you're going to take your time to grow your relationships, period. Till you see something pop up through the thing, you ain't giving no information. You don't care how mad people get. Nope. Somebody's going to discipline themselves. Like if people trying to get to know you too fast, you and your family, all of that. Nope. You don't see anything popping up through the soil yet. That's how you're going to discipline yourself. Somebody's going to discipline themselves. Like, nope, I don't really know you that well. Like, oh, you're too secretive. I'm trying to get to know you. No, certain things are off limits. Certain things are off limits. You're learning how to pour into yourself, just like a plant. Just like a plant. Just like you planting a seed. You got to put it in a fertile soil. It needs proper water. You need to read the instructions. And what kind of seed is it? What kind of, is it a plant? Is it fruit? What kind of what kind of leaves does it bear? What kind of sunlight does it need? What kind of food do you feed it? All of that. Same thing. Somebody's gonna become a master of self. The 7th house. Somebody's gonna become a master of self, so that you're not hooking up with energies who feel like they know you better than yourself. They feel like they know you better than you know you. Yeah. And we have High Priestess gifts here. So somebody is finding out what their zodiac sign is in their North Node. Your Capricorn rules 10th house, but that doesn't mean that your zodiac sign is. It doesn't mean that your zodiac sign is your 10th house. Your So, for example, your sun sign could be Capricorn, but let's say your 10th house could be in Aries. That could mean that you might be, a self-starter when it comes to your career path. You could be eager to show, what you can do to get ahead of the pack. In your work, you prefer to lead the way. Let's say your North Node or your 10th house is in Taurus. That can mean a long, slow climb might characterize your choice of employment with practical down-to-earth element. You might tenaciously stay in one job or field for a long time. So you get the point. Capricorn rules 10th house, but your sign may be a different sign in that house. You want to find out what your zodiac sign is in that house and what it means. You can Google that for free. You can Google that for free and see what kind of jobs are best for you in that. It's going to feel like things come fast to you because you've always been on that path your whole life, whether you realize it or not. Then it's going to make sense like, oh, okay, I feel like I've been doing these things. Now it makes sense why I like doing this and I like doing that. Here's the Six of Cups here. Something used to make somebody cry when you were little. And that's what's going to make sense. Um, um, something is very triggering for somebody. But it speaks to your North Node. It speaks to your North Node. So, and of course, for, people who are obsessed, with tuning in and finding out information about you, which I'm sure people are obsessed with watching readers to find out, because I'm looking at the Judgment card, which is a card of obsession. They want to find out your information so they can hurry up and get the information to you before you get a chance to watch it yourself, which is sad. So you don't get a chance to even process your own thoughts. So they can plant the seed first. So they can, but again, God is in control. So God is in control of, all of it. So you still have people that's praying for you to protect your energy. So that you will master it, that you will master whatever source has for you. So yeah, I see you doing the mirror work. Yeah, something has been heartbreaking for somebody to even kind of hear that somebody is going to be incarcerated, or that you and somebody going to be, destiny swap. I mean, just to keep hearing that same old mess. That's a form of spell work. That's a form of just heartbreaking spell work. But anyway, so this is the Emperor card here. Somebody feels like something is their way or the highway. But looking at your cards, Source is taking over. Some Source is in control of something. Something is already happening. So, yeah. There's a Ten of Wands here. So something has already ended. Something has already ended. So, let's see here. Let's see. Alrighty. Yeah, so whoever's tuned in, y'all hear me say this a lot about North Node, but yeah, every sign rules a particular house. Your sign just happens to rule 10th house. I mean, really, it just happens to rule 10th house. So yeah, so that's what I'm seeing for you all. So all the answers that you need are inside of you. But yeah, it's an ancestor. An ancestor has passed the baton to somebody. Like somebody has inherited some spiritual gifts. So when you hear about inheritance, a lot of people think like in the physical realm, like you inherited a house or cars or money and those kind of things. But it's really like money in the spiritual bank when you inherit spiritual gifts. And that's what I'm seeing, where somebody has inherited some spiritual gifts. So yeah, where do you need to surrender? Where does Capricorn need to surrender in order to, surrender control, in order to align your ambitions with deeper emotional or spiritual truth? And it could be that, like I said, usually people inherit gifts from both sides of their family. It never comes from just one, side of the family. Just like your looks, very seldom come from one side, whether it's you inherit gifts from both sides. So, yeah. So somebody could have inherited spiritual gifts from both sides of the family that's going to help you to realize it's something that it's going to come. It seems like it just comes naturally to you. Yeah. Even if you're a reader, even if you say, let's say you're a reader and your dad is a reader, you're seeing a lot of men reading cards on social media. Let's say your dad was a reader. You say, "Oh, I inherited that gift from my dad's side of the family." There's somebody on your mom's side of the family who has gifts as well too, and then vice versa. Your mom could be a reader, so usually from both sides. So you might gonna feel liberated. The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. Yeah. And even there's a spiritual symbolism for that dragonfly. Somebody's going to feel liberated because, again, the gifts usually come from both sides, and they're from ancestor. There's ancestral gifts. Somebody in your family would say things like, "Oh, I had a dream about something." That's a gift. Okay. They had a dream about a number, or somebody was pregnant, or they had a dream, or they smelled something, or they smelled rain, or um, um, their joints were hurting. They're basically telling you, okay, about the moon phases. Y'all know, like say, like um, when I talk about like if like for instance, we had a first quarter moon July 2nd, and we had it in Libra, so that could affect your kidneys, urinary bladder, your veins, your skin. So some of you all may kind of, if you remember, like itching around that time, skin itching. Um, We had a full moon in Capricorn, backbone, joints, knees. You know how like sometimes you may like see elders kind of like rubbing their knees and stuff like that. They could have been feeling like, okay, that could have been an indicator that maybe they were carrying other people's burdens, on their shoulders. Maybe somebody was stressed because, they may have had some family members burdening them or something. Keep asking for money or babysitting or doing something. Like certain things are going to start coming back to you. Like, oh, okay, now certain things. Somebody could be just overthinking this right here. Somebody could be just overthinking certain things. But try not to put that kind of burden, but on yourself. Yeah, freedom. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from his bonds. And that's what it is. Somebody's going to really just kind of sort of slow down and start putting pieces of the puzzle together and just start getting with people that's going to keep you enlightened in a way that you best understand, till you get to a point where you say, okay, I'm going to start reading books, slowing down, taking my time, learning about things where I don't feel like I'm rushed, where there's only one way of learning something. So you're going to get with people who are thriving, not just in survival mode, not just by how much money they have, or what kind of house they live in, or what kind of car they drive, or whatever. Nobody ever knows how people are making their money, how they're getting their money, or whatever. But back straight, you're walking away from something. I don't know. Your ancestors are proud of you. Somebody's not happy without you. I don't know who that is. I saw that card come out in somebody else's reading. So you got to pray about that. I don't know who that is. But don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. You are an answered prayer. So you must have been praying for your friends or somebody. You are who they prayed for. So some of y'all are praying for your friends. Some of your friends don't even know you're praying for them. So you deserve the best. Solar plexus chakra cleanse. Somebody wants to call you, but they haven't changed. They miss you. Yeah. So somebody regrets lying to you about something. At what age did your parents work on their shadow self? At what age did you work on your shadow self? So it's time to start dating again for somebody. Always bet on you. The curse is now broken. Let go and let God. New love awaits for somebody. But yeah, of course, obviously take what resonates with you. If you're already in a relationship, then that doesn't apply. If you're single and want to stay single, that doesn't apply. Again, take what resonates with you. But all the answers are inside of you. All the answers are inside of you. All right. So what is this? Goddess of the South. Yeah. So there's two salamanders beside somebody, but you know, somebody could be a fire sign. Um, but you can look up this spiritual symbolism of salamanders. There's two salamanders on the side of this card. But bottom line is, it's signs and wonders all around you. If a license plate pops up in your mind, if you're driving behind somebody and you just happen to zoom in on something, or you get a receipt from your gas, pumping gas in your car, look up the receipt, the number, if you remember, but don't make it paranoid. Like, don't, yeah. If you remember a receipt when you get your groceries, certain things are going to start just coming to your memories, but don't overthink it. Some things will just pop out at you. If you read cards, you can start out with a 3-card spread. Just ask a simple question. You know, if you read cards, not that you have to. But a lot of it is confidence. A lot of it is confidence. And during this Mercury retrograde, if you're learning how to read cards, then that'd be a great time to do it, because you're slowing down to get messages. You're slowing down, and that seed has already been planted. You may even be around friends who read cards. That seed has already been planted. It may have been planted from your ancestors. We see the Judgment card there. That could be something that ancestrally, it didn't just happen today that you're watching tarot. Somebody planted a seed, and trust me, it's not from just this generation. So number 10, I'm ingenious. You have great leadership skills. Your mind is sharp. It allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details, then direct others in how to carry things out. Yeah, so all cardinal signs are leaders. There's Capricorns, Libras, Aries, and Cancers, all leaders. Y'all, initiate the change of seasons. Think about it: spring, summer, fall, winter. Like, one season is leaving, here comes the next zodiac sign season. Y'all initiate change. That's what cardinal signs do, right? So all cardinal signs are leaders. Y'all lead the way. Y'all close out cycles, right? And so sometimes it's harder to close out cycles because, again, you're just kind of like, okay, well, I'm kind of stuck because you're in human form. It's not as easy as you think. I can't leave that friendship, can't leave that job, don't feel comfortable. But anyway, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing here in your cards. That's what I'm seeing here in your cards. Alrighty, let's see. So intuition. Yep. Somebody has deep intuition. There's many different ways of getting to something, but somebody has deep intuition, right? So you learn how to rise above the judgment. To protect your peace. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me see. I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. But yeah, all the answers that you need are inside of you. I think this is it. Alrighty. Okay. Bye.